Fiona leaves £1,600 in the bank for 4 years. It earns compound interest. That's really important, of 4% each year. Calculate the total amount Fiona has in the bank at the end of 4 years. Okay, let's have a look at this year by year. So we've got year 0, that's our starting year, and we've got £1,600 in the account. Okay, so then we need to find 4%. Is an interest, so it's going to increase by 4%. So for year 1, we need to increase by 4%. So we know that 100%, we're increasing by 4%, which is 104% altogether. And as a decimal, that's 1.04. So what I'm actually doing is I need to be timesing by 1.04. Let's do that on my calculator. 1,600 times 1.04. And I get 1664. Okay, now here comes the difference between simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest, I would constantly keep adding on. You can see that we've added on £64, so I would constantly keep adding on £64 each time. Compound interest though, I'm now finding 4%, increasing by 4% of the new amount. So this one needs to increase by 4%. So let's have a look at that. So remember, 104%. So if we want an increase of 4%, it's 100%, add 4% is 104%. So I need to be timesing by 1.04 again. This is not the same as adding the £64 on. Look what happens. 1664 times 1.04. And you get £1,730.56. That's for year 2. So you can see we haven't added on £64 because what's been added on is actually 4% of that new amount. 4% of 1,664 has been added on, not 4% of 1,600. Okay, let's have a go for year 3. So again, this time I want to be adding 4% of my new amount, not the original £64. I want to be adding 4% of my new £1,730.56. So it's going to be increasing by 4% again, which is the same as saying timesing by 1.04. So we've got £1,730.56 times 1.04, and I've got 1799.7824. And then for our last year, again, I'm going to be increasing by 4% of that new amount. So I'm going to be timesing by 1.04 again. So that's 1799.7824 times 1.04. And it's £1871.77. That's to the nearest pence. That's my answer. Can you see how I could have done it a quicker way? So for each year, I've times by 1.04, times 1.04, times 1.04, times 1.04. So there is a way, a simpler way of saying that. Let's just write out exactly what I've done. So I've done the original amount, which is 1,600, times 1.04, which was this one, times 1.04 again, here, times 1.04 again, and times 1.04 again. which was these two. I can put that in a far simpler way. I can actually just say that's the same as 1,600 times 1.04 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4. And just check on your calculator, it should come out as the same answer here. Let's have a look. 1,600 times 1.04 to the power of 4. And I get £1,871.77 to the nearest pence. A car was bought for £18,000. Its value depreciated by 15% each year in the first 3 years. What was its value at the end of the 3 years? So the key word here is depreciated. This means that it's gone down. So remember, we always start off with our 100% and it's going down 15%. So 100 take away 15 is 85%, which I can put on my calculator and it will tell me, or I can just divide by 100, is 0.85 as a decimal. So each year we're going to be timesing by 0.85. So we start off in year 0 at £18,000. So in year 1 we need to times by that 0.85. And then once I get my new answer, to get to year 2, I times by 0.85 again. And once I get my answer, to get to year 3, I times by 0.85 again. So altogether it's going to be 18,000 times 0.85 times 0.85 times 0.85, which can be written far more quickly and typed into your calculator far more quickly as 18,000 times 0.85 to the power of 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to pop that on my calculator. 18,000 times 0.85 to the power of 3. And I get £11,054.25.